So one of the biggest issues that Bitcoiners have is I have this Bitcoin. How do I extract liquidity without selling my Bitcoin? That's what I'm going to talk about in today's video, going over everything with Ledn, L-E-D-N. They are a Bitcoin only, very important, a Bitcoin only lending company. So they offer one thing and one thing only, Bitcoin-backed loans. They have said no to a million things, and I like the fact that they are just doing Bitcoin-backed loans on their platform. I'm going to talk about the transparency they have with everything they have under management, how the loan process goes, the interest rates. I'm going to talk about the tax benefits, of course, and also show you how to actually get a loan. I'm going to walk through the process with you on the computer, and I'll get to that in just a second. So I want to start out right here. So effective July 1st, so a few days ago, they became a Bitcoin-only company. So they discontinued support for Ethereum. They are focusing 100% on loans. So they're no longer doing Bitcoin and ETH growth accounts. They are just a Bitcoin lending or a Bitcoin loan company. And finally, they are offering custodied loans exclusively. Client collateral assets will no longer be lent out to earn interest. So incredibly important. They basically cut all the fat out of what they were doing. They are specifically doing Bitcoin only loans. They are no longer lending out people's Bitcoin in order to get interest. And I think a lot of you guys watching will be very happy to see that collateral assets are no longer being lent out to earn interest. If you were involved with BlockFi, Voyager, Celsius, you know what happened to that collateral. It was being lent out and they all went bankrupt. And that is not, again, that is not what Ledn is doing. They made these changes very, very clearly. And why are they doing this? They're obsessed with simplicity, which I actually really like. We put our client security above all else, and we believe Bitcoin will transform asset-backed lending. Clients said they wanted clarity about how Ledn keeps their assets secure, which again, if you were involved with Celsius, you know exactly how important that is. They're doubling down on what the clients value most, a safe, simple, and secure way to access liquidity with their Bitcoin. Again, how do you get a loan with your Bitcoin without selling it? That's what everybody wants to do, or a lot of people want to do. So in a moment, I'll show you exactly how this process works, how quickly it works, and explain to you that process. I'll literally show it to you with my own personal Bitcoin. But right here, they're removing any ambiguity about how the Bitcoin collateral is treated. Again, really good if you got caught up with a bankruptcy in 2022. This means removing all institutional lending of client collateral to generate interest. That is amazing. Client collateral will never be exposed to institutional lending risk. And I'll get to some of the security a little bit later in the video, also answering some Q&As about how the loan process works, what happens if the price of Bitcoin goes up, when do you have to pay your loan, all that kind of stuff. I'll get to a little bit later in the video. And you can see right here that the rates have been going down this year, which is really, really good. So I just created an account. I want to show you how this works. So I'm literally going through the process right now. So far, it is completely smooth, just some basic KYC info. And this so far has been taking me, it's taken me a few seconds. Now it wants just to confirm my face. 1 second. So it is verifying me, as you can see right now. This is, again, very, very easy, very smooth. All right, so that took all of, 5 minutes from literally start to finish just to set up an account, confirm my ID, make sure it matches with my face, etc. Identity verified, I'm good to go. So right now, I'm gonna click apply for a loan, okay? I'll go through the FAQs in just a moment, but essentially right now, Ledn loans have an APR starting as low as 12.4%. How long is my loan term? Loans have a 12-month term and can be renewed annually as many times as you want. Do I have to make monthly interest payments? Ledn loans do not require any monthly payments. How can I repay my loan? With USDC, via bank wire transfer, or by selling some of your loan collateral. You can repay at any time without penalty. So this is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to apply for a loan. Most loans are approved within 5 minutes, and then funds normally sent within 12 hours of receiving the collateral. So I'm just going to go through this process with you guys. So here is the loan calculator. Okay, so I could take a $500 loan. I could do a $1,000 loan. And the initial loan to value ratio is 50%, which is very, very healthy. And again, the collateral is held securely in custody with Ledn or our trusted partners. It's never lent out to earn interest. We don't take risks with your assets just to offer a lower rate. Not going to say who did that in 2021 and 2022, but you guys know who I'm talking about. A lot of the companies that, again, are no longer with us and people got severely burned. So the minimum loan is $500, okay? I'm going to take out a loan just for fun for $1,000. So the collateral would be this, 0.01833425 Bitcoin. So they have different loan to value calculators. What happens if Bitcoin's price goes down in this model, right? If it goes down to 70%, there is a margin call. So right now, that would be Bitcoin's price going down to $79,000. But if Bitcoin's price goes up, you can actually redeem some of that collateral. So if Bitcoin jumps to $150,000 or whatever, you can actually begin to take some of that collateral out, which is really, really cool. And a couple things right here. Each month, Ledn releases the open book report detailing platform asset usage. We're also proud to be the first digital asset lender to publish biannual proof of reserves, allowing clients to individually verify their balances are accurately accounted for. So this is the open book report website. And if I take a look at the proof of reserves, it brings me to this page right here, which again has a lot of information about how they are transparent. Something that, again, many of us watching wish that the companies had in 2020, 21, and 2022, and that would have resolved a lot of people's bankruptcies. I know, too, that Ledn was actually involved with Celsius. So people that had a loan with Celsius when they went bankrupt could refinance, or many of them did refinance with Ledn. So that's another reason why I wanted to cover them here. All right, so I'm going to click Apply Now, and I'm going to go through this process really quick. So this is the account, which I am going to blur out some of this information, where the loan will be deposited into. So it'll go directly into my bank account. So I'm going to block out some of this stuff too, but they have the loan info, the loan to value ratio, 50%. The collateral is custodied, 12-month loan term. It shows me the collateral, how much Bitcoin, the APR, which is 12.4%. And then it shows, again, what bank it's going to go to. So it shows here the margin call LTV, 70%. So if the price of Bitcoin drops significantly, you can have it auto top up. So you won't be liquidated, again, if it goes to 80%. So I just got an email saying that you applied for a loan. We're going to process the application and update your loan status within 24 hours. Upon approval, a unique wallet address will be assigned to your account, and that is where I will be sending this amount of Bitcoin as my collateral. So I just ended the video, and then I got an email saying that my loan was approved. So I went back, and here it is. I have the option right now to send collateral. So I'm going to click this. And now I'm going to send this amount of Bitcoin, this 0.018 blah, blah. Just going to copy and paste that exact amount of Bitcoin to this wallet address. So very, very simple. So as the Bitcoin is sending, I'm just looking at my phone, and from the original account creation to being approved for my loan took 21 minutes of me doing this just live, or just doing this while I was recording the video. So that's how quickly this entire process takes, which is cool. So I sent the Bitcoin. Once the loan gets approved, I will add a screenshot on the screen showing you what it looks like to have an active Bitcoin loan. So a couple things I did not mention about Ledn. So they have over $9.9 billion in loans funded and management of over $1.35 billion in Bitcoin collateral. And one thing I really like, which I already alluded to, is the fact that they are going Bitcoin only. I think that's really cool. Not only will it attract people who would otherwise be like, I don't want to touch you guys if you guys are dealing with altcoins, or God forbid they had their own crypto, you know what I'm saying? Like Celsius did. But they have been saying no to a lot of things over the years. No ICOs, no DeFi. They're not launching their own token. No NFTs. They're not doing a Bitcoin treasury, right? They're doing one thing and one thing only, and one thing really, really well, which is Bitcoin-backed loans. So the major reason that I believe that people would want to do this is because they don't want to incur capital gains taxes by selling their Bitcoin. If you bought Bitcoin at $1,000, now it's $110,000. If you sell any amount of that Bitcoin in order to get liquidity, in order to get US dollars or fiat currency, you are going to incur a taxable event, most likely. At least that's the case in the United States. This is a non-taxable event, and it can even offer potential tax deductions on interest that is paid. So just to reiterate, again, they are not lending your crypto out. No lending. They're not doing any yield generation on your crypto. No monthly payments. So no payments until you close your loan. You can repay your loan whenever you want. There's no penalties to do so early or whenever you want. Loan terms are 12 months. You can renew as long as your loan to value ratio is healthy. If you want to top up your loan, you can use an auto top up feature to manage this if the Bitcoin price goes down, and then you can redeem collateral when your loan to value is healthy, essentially if the price of Bitcoin goes up. So what's also cool is that Ledn offers loans to people in over 100 countries. So it's not just the United States, but they also are doing things by the book, whereas other companies, again in 2021, 2022, did not do that. They were taking any money from any place at any time. Didn't matter. Just give us your money. We don't really care about the regulations, right? Ledn is not doing that. It's all above board, and they're doing everything right. Again, they have the proof of reserves. They have everything out in the open, and they're doing Bitcoin only, no shenanigans. So a little bit about the security of the collateral. For one, like I've mentioned, Ledn isn't doing stuff like DeFi yield farming strategies, right? They're not doing anything to earn yield on people's collateral. That's why rates are not 1% as they were with Celsius or something, right? Rates are higher because they're not YOLOing with your collateral. And I already talked about the proof of reserves, but again, they have that completely open. They use high-level encryption, and also Ledn does not sell your data to any third party. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I will leave links below to check it out if you would like. Hope you guys are doing well. Till next time, talk with you soon, and bye for now.